This evening, once again, as you can tell, this is a very fun, personable wedding. There's nothing stuffy about it at all. And Kelly and Greg, they want you to be involved and engaged. This evening, as you came in, you should have received a glass of champagne or some sparkling cider. If you could, we're going to actually have a toast right now to the past. Greg and Kelly will lead that this evening, so if you would go ahead and grab your glasses and have those ready. And as we go ahead and hand these out, and we'll prepare for that here in just a moment.
We can turn it
Okay.
We're just going to talk.
We can just talk real loud.
I can't read.
Thank you.
So, you all were invited here today for a reason. You've all been a part of our lives in some way or another. Just like everyone up here has said, they gave little short anecdotes about little pieces. But very few of you have been here from the very beginning and seen the whole thing. And so now we just want you to sit back, relax, while we toast to the past before vowing for the future.
If I can. So the first documentation of Greg and I's relationship can be found in my 7th grade diary, where it reads, and I quote, "Dear diary, something really weird has happened. I became friends with Greg Buck. I know, right? I always thought he was really creepy.
And I was. But as junior high passed, Kelly and I did speak online through dial-up internet. We suffered through that time, but we were able to become best friends. We were able to tell each other anything and everything without ever saying a word.
And it wasn't really until our first summer of summer band before freshman year that we started to talk like humans in person and do things real friends would do, like hit each other with expensive instruments or dump spit on each other's head from instruments or make each other cry.
But then this one time at band camp, Kelly and I officially started dating.
After years of me begging and being said, we were too good of friends, so we couldn't.
It was through our senior year that we really began to become really close as a couple. And as that year came to a close, we started realizing that long-distance relationships never work. We kept being told that, and we grew to accept it. And one night, I remember looking at Kelly and telling her that when she went off to art school and I went to IUPUI, she would meet someone, and he would be standing with her on her wedding day, and he would be the luckiest guy ever. And little did I know that that would be me.
But obviously we decided to stay together, and as Chelsea said, we commuted back and forth. It was rough, but we did it. And most of all, I think the problem was I was jealous that he was at Indiana University and I wasn't. So I made the leap and I moved down to Bloomington, and we started our journey as Hoosiers together.
And most would say those years at IU, they were a blur. There was a lot of hard work, a lot of things, a lot of fun, but that's really where Kelly and I became who we are today. It's where we found our values and really what we wanted to carry on in the future.
And then one night, Greg asked me if I would like to drive out to Lake Monroe with him because he's creepy. And so we drove out to Lake Monroe, and it was dark out. We were looking at the stars. We walked out on a pier, and Greg got down on one knee. When this happened, my heart fluttered. I felt like this was the best day of my life. And then he tied his shoe.
And I will never live that down.
I came home and I told Chelsea, it's never gonna happen, he's never gonna propose, but if he does, here's the ring I would like. And he obviously did.
And it was funny, because when I had the ring in my car and Kelly got in, she immediately knew. She looked at me, and there's a song that you hear later on tonight. It's called Party Rock. It's not really the most romantic song ever. Really, it's not at all. But it was on the radio. She said, Greg, it's our song. You should give me the ring now. And I looked at her and I said, no, this isn't our song, even though now it's one of many. But I said, no, you have to wait.
And I waited, and finally he proposed, and we decided we would be married within the next year. That was 4 years ago. But we had a pretty good reason for that.
We decided that we wanted to apply to grad school. And when I say we wanted to, I mean that I wanted to and Kelly had to. And we both got into Ohio State, and that was its own journey.
Some could say it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the best of times for Greg, and it was the worst of times for me. Probably the worst decision I've ever made in my life. But we made it through.
No offense to the people that are here from Ohio State.
We made it through, or at least one of us did. And then we got to come back home and be with our families and start our careers and get into jobs that we really love, or one of us did. But regardless, we're here today, and that's what's important.
And it wasn't until we came back to Indiana that we could really start to put this day together. We could plan the decorations, the music, the food. And when I say that we planned it, I mean that Kelly did. I think I got to pick one or two songs that I'll play later on tonight, and that was pretty much it. But now we're all here today, and it's a great day, and it will be a great evening and a lot of fun. And so now I would like everyone to raise a glass.
And help us say goodbye to the past as we take our next step as husband and wife. Cheers.
Cheers.
Just down it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn around a bit.
Thank you. Where's
Where's your sticker?
I don't have it anymore.
It's okay. We're right here. We're good.